Hey, as you have clicked on this video, so I presume you do know what Linux is. If you don't, it's okay, because Linux is an operating system that powers up the web. And it's essential for a software developer to at least have an idea of how the Linux works and how to use it. In this video, I will just be giving you a little bit insight on different Linux commands that you can use to improve your productivity as a software developer. Before continuing, I will assume that you are using Bash. If not, this is just a command line interpreter that gets shipped by default with all the major distros unless you have manually changed it. I will be using Kali Linux, but you can follow along this tutorial if you're using any Linux distro. Just to give you an overview how to run Bash, you can just write Bash and the Bash will get run on its own. Or you can just type in terminal and the terminal will come up. Just press the window button and terminal will come up. Okay, so this is basically terminal. You can see it on your screen. Anyway, and the first command we will be looking at is the double exclamation mark. So what the double exclamation mark is used for? How many times has it happened to you that after entering and running a long command, you have found out that you forgot sudo at the beginning? Well, you can just enter sudo and then double exclamation marks after that. And the command line will replace the double exclamation marks with the last command you have entered. So let's practically check that out. Okay, so I have copied a long command and from the internet. I do visit some weird places. Anyway, I have copied this long command and suppose that it requires a sudo, but I forgot it and pressed enter. So it gave me an error and now I have to repeat the command. So instead of writing the entire command, I will just write sudo and then double exclamation mark and press enter. And you can see that the command line replaced the double exclamation mark with the long command that we have previously entered. And that's what the double exclamation mark do. It just replaces the last entered command with itself. That's it. So now the next command we will be looking at is the cd dash. Well, everyone knows that you can go up a directory using cd double dot, but almost no one knows that with the cd dash you can go back to the previous directory as well. So right now I'm in demo, but if I'm willing to go back one directory, I will just write cd double dot. I can go back to the demo with cd dash command. You can see that we are back to the demo directory that we have moved previously from. So cd dash will bring us whatever our previous directory was. So if that is forward or backward, it doesn't really matter. The cd dash will bring us to the previous directory. That's it. Now the next command we will be looking at is a command that we can use for going back to home. If we are anywhere and we are willing to go back to the home, we can just write cd and press enter and it will bring us to our home directory. So that's the normal way we can do that. So you probably know that tilde is the shortcut to your home folder, but there is a trick that hardly anyone knows. If you enter cd without anything after, it will still take you to your home directory the way I showed you right now. Okay, now the next command we will be looking at is searching through commands. So it's widely known that you can scroll through your history with arrows because developers are very lazy. Like we'd rather press the up arrow 15 times to find out that ls command that we have entered instead of typing it. But this can be achieved a lot easier with reverse search function. Just come back to the terminal, press Ctrl R and it will launch the reverse shell. Now you can look through a command. Suppose I enter the zapper and if I just type in zy, it will bring the last command, and then you can just press enter and the command will get logged in. So once again, you can just press Ctrl R and it will bring up the reverse search and you can search for cd or something like that. So it will bring up all of the previous command you have entered related to cd. That's it. Another handy trick is the shortcut for replacing some arguments. So if you write not and then dollar, it will be replaced by the argument of the previous command you have entered. So it's useful, for example, when you are creating a folder or you are using some CD or stuff like that. Right now we are at the desktop. So suppose I create a demo is already here. So let's mk. So demo directory is already here. Let's create the mkdir and let's create demo 1. So now if I'm willing to go to demo 1, I can do that with simply writing cd not and dollar, and it will bring us to the demo 1. And that's basically the not and dollar is used for replacing the arguments with argument of the previous command. So that's pretty much it, straightforward. Now coming over to the copy and paste. So you have probably noticed that Control-C and Control-V doesn't work as usual in the Linux terminal. Most often these are replaced with Control-Shift-C and Control-Shift-V. So let's try it out with the terminal. So suppose I select this and I press Control-C, you would see that it just breaks down the terminal command or something like that. But if you really need to copy this line, you can just press Shift, Control and C and then come back and then press Shift, Control and V. It will copy and paste the command. That's it. Now going towards the next one. So if you write bash script to automate certain tasks, you may be frustrated with entering yes to every command you are running. To skip it and answer yes to any command, prepend it with a yes. Like, let me show you in the terminal. You just write yes space and then this or character and then the command you want to give. So suppose that is apt get update or something like that. So it would require the yes. Right now let's break it down because I don't want to update right now. It will take like hours. But just to give you an overview, if you write yes in front of any command, it will just give yes for everything. So this isn't a best practice, but sometimes there is no choice. However, the next best option to use is sudo su. The su command logs you in as a root. The sudo will execute is as a root, therefore you don't need the root password for it. Moreover, some distribution disable the root password, so this is only an option. So suppose if you are willing to log in as a root, you just write su and press enter and it will just log in as a root user. As I'm already logged in as a root user, so it didn't did anything, but for you, if you are not logged in as a root user, it will require some password or something like that. And that's it for su. Su is used for logging you in as a root. The fastest way to log out from SSH, STP, root or from terminal session altogether is to press Ctrl D, and this will log you out from everything. So I will press Ctrl D and you can see that it exited me out. If you value privacy, then this command is indeed for you. The rm command is widely used for deleting files, but it does not delete them completely. Even after deleting it, it's possible to extract data using special software. To completely delete the file and fill the space with zeros, you can use shred command. The way you use the shred command is you write shred-zvu and then the file name that you want to fill it with the zeros. So that's pretty much it. If you press enter, now indeed I don't have the file name, the file with the file name, but if you use it like this, it will just fill everything with zeros, the file and everything. Coming over to another command, and that is list users. If you have privacy concerns, you might want to check who is logged in on the system at any point in time. You can use the w command to list all of the users currently in the system. Moreover, you can write a script that will run this command on a schedule and email it to you at any time. But here it is, if you write W, it will show you what users are logged in right now to this system. So it's a command that's useful for web server administrators who want to check who's logged in and who's logged out. But just to give you a little bit information about that. To show your system info in a beautiful way, install and use the command screen fetch. So right now, if I write screen fetch, press enter, it says the command not found, but if you install the screen fetch and then run this command, it will work. Now for the last command, it's not useful, but it's kind of funny. If you are feeling lonely, Linux can spawn an awesome cow that can talk to you. To say hello world, for example, use echo hello world and then an or operator and then COWYSAY. It will just say hello and thank you and something like that, whatever you insert in the echo statement. So this is pretty much it for this video. I hope you did learn some new commands of terminal. I know it was not that much useful, but still I tried to explain and do whatever I could. Anyway, till next time, enjoy hacking or programming, whatever you're doing. Stay cheeky breaky. Peace out.